Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 5, our final week together in INT 1108. I enjoyed having you all in class and hope we all finish strong and, get through passing the class. One thing I want to remind you, you can always go back and finish any of the work that you have not completed. You just need to and click back on those lessons, and I'll show you. I'll demonstrate here quickly. And yes, I would definitely, if you have the opportunity, just go back and complete the work that you've not been able to finish for the class. Okay. So let me share my screen here. All right. So here's our class again, or Moodle classroom as we refer to it. And as I said, all the lessons are available. Your view is a little different. Well, it's basically the same, but I have a few additional items. But lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, which begins our hands-on projects. We began with Word, and last week we introduced the PowerPoint project, and then this final week we're going to introduce Excel. And you have the same 3 required items as far as upper level or general items. You have this and that, the homework. Basically, essentially, you just need to click through some of the items, ensure that you understand some of the concepts. Please read the instructions and read the instructional material, and then go through the actual the lessons or the modules. And then you have your discussion question, which in this case, basically, we're asking you, how are charts useful in Excel? Name 3 types of charts available in Excel. What are some of the things you can do with a chart to make the information clearer to a reader? And what are some of the things you can do with a chart to make it more visually appealing? Those are the discussion questions. And essentially, I would just go through each of the aspects of the question and just answer. And you can reference or Google most of this information. And you have, if you've gone through the homework, you can use some of the information there and just state it in your own words to begin the discussion. We have Benjamin has actually started the discussion already. I'll respond to him, but please go in there and continue the discussion on Excel. And additionally, in Excel, you do have the project, and let me just point out a few things. The instructions come in a Word doc, and remember, you have to use Office 369. And in case you haven't, and I'll review this again, you click on e-resources, and if you scroll down to the bottom under other resources, there's this Office 365 and Office 2013. You click on that link, it'll take you to this informational page, and then down midway through the page, there's this Office 365 login portal. This should take you right into Office Online. It may ask you for it shouldn't ask you for a username and password like I'm going to here. Shouldn't have to worry about that, but it should take you right to an Office 365 page where you have all of the applications, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and additional ones which you're not going to use in this class, but for this particular hands-on project, you just want to click on Excel and you want to open up a new blank workbook. And it'll go into Excel Online, and then if you've used Excel before, you see this grid view, the cells and columns and the rows, and basically then you want to essentially, the good thing about Excel Online, it all opens up in your browser. So if you navigate back to the instructions, and I know this may be a little confusing if you're using a Chromebook, it'll be a little bit different. When you open up the instructions, it should open up in Word Online, and basically it talks about working with the sales data and back to the Top Tea Corn, your little popcorn company, and what you would do in SimNet. And then basically you're asked to, I want to point out, open up a new blank Excel workbook. Basically this naming convention when you save the file, first name, last name, Excel project. And then basically you want to, you can't really copy from this. This is just an image, but you want to type in all of this information back into that. If you look at your blank workbook, essentially you type all that in. So like you would type in price in that first cell, A1, right? And then, maybe type in 35,000, just like, oops, I missed the zero. So 35,000. So that would be the first line that, and then you just go ahead and type in everything here as it shows. Long-term in months, interest, monthly payments, total payments, interest paid, and then these particular numbers. And then these particular cells, once you type them in, is where you will do your formulas. And I know that this seems a little daunting or difficult, but I'm going to help you with the monthly payments one, just to get you started. Hopefully get you to watch this video. And the one thing that you do have to perform is to make sure that your columns are auto-adjusted. So if you go back to your home, and this one's a little difficult in Office Online, but if you go to up here in your columns, you actually have to highlight your columns. And I would just highlight to D and go back to your home tab, and you see that there's this format, conditional formatting item over here. If you do that, if you do the drop down there, no, actually, excuse me, it's over in this format. So sorry, in this cells section here in Office Online, there's a format. And in here, there's an auto fit column width. So it's in the cells format, auto fit column. You just click that and it'll automatically adjust your column width so that, you'll have your typing. And then for this cell, this one is the most difficult. You'll see this payment cell in SimNet, but I will give you the formula for that. So you want to type in the equal sign. That tells Excel that you're preparing to enter a formula. And then the function is the payment function. In the format, let's go ahead and enter in, well, before we do that, because you'll get an error, let's go back and copy in the rest of this. I'm going to put in 24 and 8% for loan term and interest. So you put 24 here. So remember that cell B2 and an 8% here. That cell B3, and that's what's signified here. And I'll go ahead and type in the long term, and say it's in months. I think that's good. All right, and then interest. Yeah, we want to make sure we're typing in all of the information, and then it should be auto fit. So if it doesn't do that, make sure you click on that. It should stay. It should be a switch, but sometimes online doesn't work. So then in your interest, it's an annual, right? Interest, annual. All right, so now we have all the information we need to do this calculation, monthly payment. So once again, equal sign, and you'll practice with this in the homework. And then the function is PMT or payment. And then you have a parentheses. And it even tells you here what should be in there. You should have the rate. And then within the instructions, it does tell you exactly what these particular fields are, the principal value, etc. So, but for us, it'll be pretty easy because we know the rate is your interest, and it's interest divided by the month, so it's a monthly rate. So it would be B3, and that's your cell, B3 divided by 12 for 12 months in a year, right? And then your INPER, which is basically the number of essentially the term, and the INPER is just a definition of the terms of the of the loan itself in months. So then that's going to be, and we want to reference cells, so it's going to be B2, right? And then, and you have to separate these by comma if you follow, and then the principal value or the price. That's going to be 35,000, but we're going to put B1. But remember, since we want it to be a positive, to show positive on our payment, our monthly payment. So we have to treat this as if we're deducting from this high value. So that's why you want to add the minus sign, and that's in the instruction as well. So you put minus B1, right? And you close the parentheses, hit the enter, and voila, you have your payment. It's roughly 1,582. So once again, that's the formula for that monthly payments. It's just equal to the payment function, and then your interest divided by 12, that's per month, and then your actual number, number of long-term, number of months for that particular payment plan, and then your actual, essentially the price, for this case is going to be a truck. So then that would be the formula. Once again, that's equal PMT. You want to open the parent B3 divided by 12, comma, B2, comma, minus B1. You can also do it this way. If you take the minus, since you want the whole thing to be, you can remove the minus there and actually put the minus at the very beginning, equal minus, right? And just hit enter, and it'll give you the same results. All right. All right, there. So there, once again, Office Online, Office 365, and Excel Online. And the way you save that on your systems, you should have the file and a save as, and that will save it to your repository or storage. Here, my system is going to be a little bit different, so I don't want to confuse you there. But essentially, you should just go to File and Save As, and the Moodle page will access that by default. So hopefully we're still running, yes. So that's our Excel project. That's your final project. Just follow the instructions. If you need any mentoring on the last, because you have to create, well, I do want to go back in there just to instruct you a little bit on, remember the instructions ask you to create tabs, and here at the bottom, essentially you can click on that, the tab that's entered, and that's where you want to rename it. And basically the instructions give you the name, and then you just click OK. And to add a new tab or move a tab, so you click on the plus button, and you can left click on the tab and move it. See how it displays here, anywhere you would like it on the bottom to display. Okay, so that's Excel Online. It's pretty, if you do the homework, it'll make it a lot easier for you. All right, so that's the hands-on project. So that's what we have for this week. Remember the 3 items, and please, go back and complete any work that you were not able to finish and submit it. So so you can pass the class. And the final thing I want to mention is the class ends on Friday, not Sunday, on Friday, that's Friday, December 21st at midnight. So all work has to be completed by then, both this week's work and any work that you want to go back. And that includes SimNet. You can actually go into SimNet and do the actual homework, take the assessment, take the quizzes, and be done with the class. So, all right. So let's see. Let me go back to my screen. So thanks again for being in the class. Please finish strong and you'll do fine. And email me or message me if you have any questions. Take care.